August 2024 market update. Hi there, I'm Kelley Norton, and you might know me as your AZ Realty lady. You also might know me as the owner of the Arizona Living Group. I'm an associate broker here at EXP, Valley native and a real estate agent of over 23 years right here in the Phoenix area. Now today I want to bring you a market update, so stay tuned for this because if you know me, I don't do things like everybody else. I do things so that they make sense to people, and I do it my own way. So today's update is going to be a bit of a boots on the ground type of update. What are we seeing? What are we hearing? What's actually happening in the market on the ground, in the homes, in the market as we see it as a real estate agent? And then second, we will give you some of that data. Some people like all data. Some people want to know, hey, what are you seeing? So I'm going to give you both of those. And I'm getting this question a lot right now. Hey, what are you seeing in your market? So I'm going to answer that for you today. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate. So if this is your first time to the channel, thank you so much for watching and welcome. Again, I'm a Valley native real estate agent over 23 years, and I own the Arizona Living Group. We help people that look to relocate to or within Phoenix or the surrounding areas. So whether it be Gilbert, Mesa, Peoria, Buckeye, Tucson, Prescott, let us know because we can definitely handle all of your needs for buying or selling. So let's dive right into this market update. First thing I want to talk about is what's happening here in Phoenix. And we are a metropolitan Phoenix market. So when we say the Phoenix area, this really encompasses the different parts of the valley. So you have the East Valley, the West Valley, North Phoenix, and then the Southeast Valley. And also, parts of Maricopa, Ahwatukee can be included in that as well. I'm going to give you some data on very specific cities today, which is going to be Surprise, Buckeye, and Peoria. And those specific numbers are pretty indicative of what's happening in Phoenix as a whole. So we will give you all that data here in just a minute. But hey, what's happening with appraisals? So for the most part, appraisals are still pretty strong. We are seeing a few of them come in short, and really it's on those properties where they have a lot of upgrades or there's not a lot of sales that have happened recently in the neighborhood. And guys, appraisers don't want to put their neck out on the line. They might see that the value is there, but don't have a way to really show it. So they have to go off of the recent sales in the past 6 months. They have to be able to find a like-for-like property. They can't really compare them with a property that's, doesn't have a pool or doesn't have the solar, or it's a totally different area. It has to be within a mile for the most part, within 6 months for the most part. And if it's a single story, comparing it to a single story. If it's a two-story, comparing it to a two-story. Now, if it happens to be something where, hey, there is nothing in this particular neighborhood, maybe it's all custom homes, sometimes they'll go outside of that, grid box of what they're supposed to do to find a similar property. And then they can do their adjustments from there. So for the most part, appraisals are still okay, but there are occasionally where they're coming in short just because of a lack of sales to show them what that value could be. So lack of similar closings in the area. I have heard from agents, we have agents across the country as well, that we team up with, and we refer business back and forth. I'm in a lot of mastermind groups with other real estate brokers, and I'm hearing that in some of the markets, appraisals are becoming an issue, but we're just kind of still seeing the same thing we were last year, where we have some that are struggling, but for the most part, if there's recent sales, it's not a problem. Now let's talk about home sale contingencies. What are we seeing with home sale contingencies in our market here in the Phoenix area? Now, it used to be years back, 10, 15 years ago, we would write offers for a buyer contingent on their home selling, and we would be able to get 3, 6, 7 months to sell their home. Now, we don't see very many sellers give you the opportunity to get your home on the market and under contract. Most sellers want to see that your home is already under contract and past the inspection period and the appraisal process. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean all sellers, right? But as a whole, that is what we're seeing in our market. And if you think about it, if you're the seller and someone makes an offer on your home and they want you to take your home off the market, and even if you put it under contract, taking backups, which is what you can do in Arizona, even if you do that, it really does take away a lot of that traction that you get when you put your home on the market. So when a home first comes on the market, we rarely see them even want to take a contingency, but a lot of times they'll go ahead and take it if it's already past a lot of those contingency markers, if it's past the inspection period and past the appraisal. So just keep that in mind. Now, if it's a home that's been on the market for a while, let's say that it was priced too high to begin with, or they had it not showing great and finally they've gotten it cleaned up and the home has been on the market maybe 3 months or so, they might be more open to a contingency at that point because they might be thinking, hey, an offer with a contingency is better than no offer at all. So there are certain circumstances where a contingency is not an issue at all, but most of the times it's on one of those properties that's maybe a distressed property or a home that has been sitting on the market. It just depends on the particular situation. And this is where we'll guide you. We'll definitely give you guidance on whether or not this seller is open to a contingency, because we can find out some of this ahead of time. And we don't want to take you down the road of, missing out on another home that might be coming on the market if this seller absolutely doesn't even want to look at an offer with a contingency. And they might give their agent that type of instruction. I don't want to see any contingent offers. So we can do that legwork, ask the questions, and make sure we're not taking you down a road that's really going to waste your time or your emotions as well. Now, one thing I want to explain with our market here in the Phoenix area, in the summer, the 55 plus communities naturally tend to slow down a little bit for purchasing. A lot of that market comes back in and gets a little more vibrant in October and stays pretty strong through April and even May. And we still have 55 plus buyers that are coming out. I have an appointment here tomorrow with 55 plus buyers. So there are still some in the summer, but most of them are doing their purchasing in the fall. They're doing a little bit of legwork maybe in the summer. They want to see how the heat is before they make that commitment of being out here. But for the most part, the activity in 55 plus communities happens between October and May. And then the other part of the Phoenix market is the all age areas. A lot of folks are doing their moves before school starts. And so you do see activity in the summer here in the Phoenix market. So I like to look at our market as pretty stable because there's different types of sales that we have, the all age and the 55 plus, and that kind of keeps us strong throughout the year. But when it's really hot out, of course, things can slow down just a little bit. People are finishing their final trips before school starts. And in the holidays, right around that, between the end of November to the end of December, with all the holidays right there, sometimes it can slow down just a tad then as well. But your true motivated people are the ones that are out buying. So if you want to put your home on the market and have only very serious people looking at your home, I've had the best luck with listings putting them on the market over the holidays, because the ones that are coming to look, they're not looky-loos. They are actual buyers that have to buy. Otherwise, they would not be out looking during the holidays. So that's just a hint from me to you. So I've got my little cheat sheet here. I'm going to go ahead and read off some statistics for you of our market here. So let's start with the city of Peoria. So active listings, and we're going to compare right now to this time last year. So 625 active listings today, where last year it was 367 active listings. So we do have more listings on the market than this time last year. And as I look through, maybe it'll be easier for me to just say, and then Buckeye and then Surprise. So in Buckeye, 761 today, 467 last year. Surprise, 914 today, and 655 last year. So what I say we do is look at the under contract, not necessarily how many are active. We need to look at what is our activity of homes that are actually going under contract. So last year, in Peoria today was 100. or I'm sorry, today is 100. Last year was 82. So we have slightly more homes under contract. Now, of course, we do still have more active listings, so more people have put their home on the market, but we still got about the same amount of people going under contract. Now, because there's more homes active and available and less, and then the same number roughly going under contract, that's going to naturally increase the days on market a little bit for the others that aren't selling. So we still have about the same amount of buyers going under contract, but more active inventory, which naturally increases that days on market. So Buckeye under contract last year, 74, today, 61. So we have a little bit less under contract than we did last year, just a few. Again, pretty much stable. And Surprise, 94 last year, 107 today. So again, I mean, that's not bad. We still have about the same amount of people, if not more, in two of those different cities that are going under contract. And so then if we look at the days on market, let's start with Peoria, because these things really correlate directly to each other. So days on market, 29 days last year, 44 days today. And that's Peoria. And Buckeye, days on market, 65 days last year, 78 today, so slightly more. And then days on market last year, 38 for Surprise, today 54. Guys, I can tell you, having 1 to 2, 2 months be your days on market, that's not bad. I've been in markets where your average days is 6 months, 4 months, 8 months. So this is still a pretty stable market. And with a little bit more inventory, things taking just a tad longer to sell, it just makes things a little bit more fair, a little more even, and tipped just a tad bit towards the buyer. And homes will still sell in one day if they look great and they are priced right and they are in a great location. It is still possible for them to sell first weekend or first day on the market. Let's see here. So overall summary, I mean, we have generally a little bit increase in our active listings and the under contract, and this is kind of market as a whole. Slight decrease, but pretty stable for the under contract. And the days on market have increased, just a little bit slower sales. That's okay. It's not bad. It actually makes it a little bit more fair. Buyers can actually get a little bit more of a fair shake than what was happening, 2 years ago. It was tipped 100% to a seller's market, and now it's more fair. Buyers can negotiate, sellers can negotiate. Then average annual sales price per square foot remains relatively stable. I mean, overall, that's really what I'm seeing, is that we're still pretty much a stable market, a little bit tipped towards buyer. But we don't see homes sitting on the market for more than a couple months here. A lot of times people are still trying to price it a little high, and then you'll see them start to do a price decrease. So when we're making offers, sometimes we're just going to make the offer that works for the buyer, because you never know if that seller was thinking about making a price reduction right around then. If you wait for them to make the reduction, now everybody's going to be looking at it, where you could have had the chance to be the only person with that offer price in hand for that seller. I'm Kelley Norton. You guys, I hope that you enjoyed this market update. If I can help you with your relocation, please feel free to hit contact us on the website. You can also feel free to call or text. All the information is on screen here. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel and click that little bell. That way you are notified when I put up new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.